All right, so we're in. Hello, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Welcome to, not going to get wrong this time, Tabletop Galaxy presents, Halcyon Days, Session 3. Woo, we got through it. Welcome one and all to our, in mechanical terms, second session, part 1, but episode 3, because that makes more sense, to the human brain. I'm Robert the Gym. I'll be your space master for the evening. Let's just jump into it. Why don't we introduce yourselves as your player and tell us who you're playing, and then we'll talk about the level up that we kind of did in the interim, and then we'll kind of get into some fun for me stuff. So, Alex.
Yep. Hi, I'm Alex. Today I'm going to be playing my lovely green boy, Atmos Cast 4. He is a Caloran bounty hunter. Calorans look kind of like weird, fishy, frog-looking guys. They're green with kind of like a life preserver around their neck, except it's skin with like kind of black markings around them. He is a bounty hunter gadgeteer who is like the utmost professional.
See, I told you, the guys, you're not just watching for character growth, you're also watching for player growth as Alex just gets better and better at explaining what a Caloran looks like.
Only 3 times.
Huzzah. Wade, next up.
Yeah, I'm Wade. I'll be playing Bishop. Yeah, that's right. I had to check. I always forget.
Wade is a man of many hats, literally and figuratively.
Yeah. We share he, him pronouns. He's a, it's all right. He's a gank assassin. And apparently he's the smallest of the entire cast. Is what I've come to know.
But the most bionically enhanced.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So that's something you got on. All right, Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. I am playing Vans, which is our blue Rhodian gunslinger. He is also the pilot of the group. I do he, him pronouns as well as Vans. And I think that's what we need right now.
Yeah. And last but of course not least, Io.
Hi, I'm Io. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing Zale, whose pronouns are she, her, and they, them. Zale is a Twi'lek charmer / force-sensitive emergent. She likes to talk to people, and sometimes she's better at it than she should be.
Love it. And that may or may not come in handy. But before we get into that, we have some general kind of upkeep things that this system has that normally when you say, oh, we have some upkeep stuff for our RPG system, that's an immediate turnoff. But this is actually kind of fun because the first thing we're going to do is talk about the players gain some experience after the last session, as the last 2 episodes entailed one in-game session. So the players got to level up a bit. So we're going to go one by one and tell everyone at home some kind of new cool stuff that you can do / do better. So we'll go reverse order. So Aya, what can Zale do now that they couldn't do before?
I bought a 2nd rank in the deception skill, so now that's 1 green and 2 yellows. And I bought a talent from the force-sensitive emergent tree. It is the indistinguishable talent, and it means that when other people are trying to identify me, their difficulty gets upgraded.
Awesome. All right. Jay, what's Van's new abilities look like?
Vans took a talent. He went into grit. So his strain level went up a little bit more since he likes to use a lot of strain because of some of his abilities require strain. So he's getting a little tougher.
Awesome. Wade, if you can remember some of the things that Bishop leveled up with.
Yeah. Well, we kept it pretty simple. Bishop leveled up his melee.
There you go.
If he's going to be in it deep, be good at it.
Better hitting people. What can go wrong? And last but of course not least, Atmos.
Yep. So I took a rank in coercion and perception, as well as I took 1 skill, which is called intimidating. It's real simple. I upgrade I downgrade coercion checks against other people and upgrade coercion checks against me.
Awesome. So the party just in general got a bit better at fighting people, a bit hardier, and a bit better at messing with my NPC characters, which is all kinds of fun. So next, we're going to do a fun thing for the players, and we're going to roll destiny points. So as a reminder, everyone's going to roll a force die, and if they roll a light side point, which is going to be a little clear circle, that's a point in their favor. That's a light side point. And if they roll a little dark cup spot, that's going to be a point in my favor. And these are dark side, light side points during the session that can be spent by the respective side to make a check easier or harder, do kind of narrative things, or use special abilities. And whenever one side spends them, it goes straight to the other side. So it's just a fun little thing for us to do. So everyone, I've cleared up the thing, so you should be able to, on your Roll20 sheet, click your thing and roll your destiny points. And go ahead and
One dark
That's the wrong
side
one.
pip.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Yeah,
is that? Why is that there? Boom. There we go. No, that's not right either.
Oh no.
So there should be on your character sheet a place to just roll.
Oh, there it is. No, I was rolling from the okay.
Yeah, you were using the dice
There we
pool.
go.
So if everyone wants to call out what they got real quick.
One dark side pip.
One light side pip.
I think I've got one dark side.
And that is one light side for me.
So we have currently 2 and 2. A nice conservative small number, even on both sides. I'm sure that means that this is going to be an entirely fair and easy session. Now comes the part I've been waiting for a week. So there's this mechanic called obligation, and if you watched our past 2 episodes, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't know it happened, because these players, despite having an 80% chance of having bad things happen, avoided it last time. So obligation is a mechanic that represents how these characters are linked to this messed up edge of the empire, and it can manifest in multiple different ways: in an obsession with making the perfect shot, in debts to the huts, and other fun ways. So at the beginning of every session, we roll a D100, and if we low below the kind of added total of the player's obligation, 80, then bad things kind of happen. They lower their strain thresholds as the kind of pressure of these obligations start to weigh on them. And I, as the GM, are encouraged to bring those obligations to light, which is a wonderful sentence to read in the book. So without further ado, I'm going to make sure, I'm going to
Drum roll,
roll
please.
a D100. 14. Yes. So that is, because you all had 20 alphabetically, Atmos cast 4.
Oh boy.
Your obligations have come to light. That means Atmos's strain threshold is reduced by 2, and everyone else's is reduced by 1. So you now have 1 less strain threshold if you are Vans, Zale, or Bishop, and 2 less if you are Atmos. And that means Atmos, you can have things that come to light this session.
Which
have to do with
obligation?
So
Fame.
Atmos has all in one, so it is his fame, which has to do with both his professional reputation and also the job that went sideways here on Socorro. So with all of that upkeep, fun for both sides done, we can jump back into Halcyon Days. So last time on Halcyon Days, the party killed a hut very quickly with a trick shot that exploded a thermal detonator right in its face. And because Vans is the marksman that they claim to be, it really didn't do anything else negative. They were able to dispatch the hut, take the cargo for themselves, although not without getting spotted by some kind of droid that then kind of drove off back towards the hut compound. Ignoring that, they dropped off their cargo in a kind of secure location, went back to their contact in the Imperial compound, Kai Zet, whereupon told him it was there. He left and Vans left for a brief moment, him to go check on the cargo and see it was all there. Vans did to take care of some business. Vans got back, stayed outside the cantina because the compounds catches them out. And Kai came to speak to the party. And we last left off with Kai leaning in conspiratorially and saying, Are you sure that's everything?
Well, there was a box that we didn't get to open because it was attached to their getaway speeder and we were getting chased, and someone decided that it would be a lovely idea to use the getaway speeder as a projectile to hit one of the chasing speeders with.
All right. So we're going to just jump right into it, and I'm going to ask for a deception roll. Kai is not the best at this, is opposed by his discipline skill. He's not the best at this, so he's going to have simply 1 purple and 1 red die. I don't know if there's any other additional modifiers than just your skill that you get, Io.
I am not attempting to use the influence power here.
All right. So
I
am ready whenever you are.
I kind of want to flip a destiny point to give me 3 yellow.
Do it.
All right.
All right.
Give me 3 destiny points. I'm okay
What
with
could
it.
go wrong?
I agree. So go ahead and
Okay,
click the upgrade on it.
Did it successfully flip? Yes, it
Yes.
flipped.
Yes, it's flipped. I got my 3 points. Don't worry.
Good.
Thank you for making sure that I have my points.
All right, I have put in the upgrade. I have made sure that my dice pool is not full of other random junk.
Mhm.
And now I am rolling deception.
Let's do it.
3
All right.
successes and a threat.
Okay.
Alrighty. So 3 successes means that he believes you 100%. The threat is going to be, I think I'm going to take the reins on the threat because, as a reminder, right, you guys are in this kind of small cantina. There's like, this compound is a collection of small buildings. There's a little diner, there's a cantina, there's this like large compound that has the hangar and is also seems to be the headquarters, right? And you are in this small cantina, and while Kai is kind of alone talking to you, there are, like last time, people who are obviously watching him, keeping an eye on him. And I'm going to say that threat is that one of them clocks this, and they're not necessarily rolling against your deception, but they just clock this kind of interaction, and maybe they kind of cough into their sleeve a little bit, and you see Kai. Okay. That's well. As loyal members of the Empire and contributing to our aims in the galaxy, you have been rewarded handsomely for the recovered materials. And if you were to do such activities again, know that the Empire would be grateful. Vans, while you're saying that, I would like a perception test. I will say it's only 2. It's an average check.
So perception, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And you've got
I got my 2 purple loaded in.
all right, I gotta just make sure I've got no additional up there. So perception. All right, ready?
Yeah, sure
Here we
am.
go.
All right, that's 2 successes and an advantage. So I will just tell you what you see first, and then you can tell me what you want your advantage to be.
Okay.
So you see coming out of the main building, headed like beelining to where you guys are, you see a harsh looking man in a Imperial Navy officer uniform, very clean pressed, like just, you know, the model Imperial officer citizen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of marching straight towards you guys. Not with a guard necessarily. There are like guards out and about that can watch, but you see this guy booking right towards you and the cantina.
Cantina.
Mhm.
Based off of where I'm at in the entrance, do I have a clear line of sight to the cantina's door? And if they had to get out of the cantina and go to the front, how much of is it a clear sight? Is it a clear run?
With the advantage, we could say with the advantage, it's a clear shot.
Okay, so basically, I want to position myself a little bit to kind of get a little bit of an eye on that front door.
Mhm.
And what range-wise? Am I looking at extreme range based away from the thing?
Oh, I would say it's not even extreme. Like it's probably like only medium range. I mean, it's not a huge, unless you wanted to be farther away. I mean, it's probably not far. Like,
because I'm thinking from the entrance to because I'm outside the compound, the entrance, and then
oh, you're outside the compound, right?
Yes, I'm outside the compound.
It'd probably be long street, like down the street. Yeah.
Yeah. So and kind of position myself so from the front entrance to be able to see the cantina. Is there a straight shot that way?
You have an advantage, so I'll say yes.
Okay. And then the other thing is I'll grab the comm link and kind of over the comm buzz them.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of do that little beep, 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 beep.
Atmos will pull out his comm and answer it.
And it's like,
yeah, what appears to be the problem?
Incoming.
And he's going to immediately like just point his head toward the door.
Yeah, I will say you see this gentleman marching towards you guys. He's pretty close, so you'd have to basically all run out right now to not get caught by him.
I got you covered. Stand. Relax.
So Atmos is gonna I'm guessing he was probably at the bar at this point, right? Kind of maybe just keeping an eye on Zale before he got this message. He's gonna walk over to Zale and say, unfortunately, I believe our business here is concluded.
Oh, it's as long as you are certain you don't know where this package. Do you suppose that package may have possibly fallen off and survived the impact?
The
speeders blew up, but
Yeah,
you want to look for the package,
they do tend to do that. Yes.
We didn't really want to stick around the area.
Understood.
There were some data pads with information on what the clan was doing.
Truly.
We haven't gotten into them ourselves yet, but I know that you have a lot more resources on that front than a few random people to understate things.
Yes, that could. You see, he's like doing mental calculations almost. Yes, that could certainly be of use, I think. Do you have these with you? We could certainly have our operatives look at that.
Zale's going to. How many data pads were there?
It was just the one.
Okay.
Oh, there's one? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a data pad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zale's going to slide it over.
Atmos is actually going to put a hand on her forearm before she does that and say, "For additional compensation, of course."
Yes. Of course. And at that moment, I will say, since you have stayed and negotiated, but Bishop, are you just sitting there at that moment? You would have probably heard the message, or at least what Atmos said. If you wanted to move or be somewhere else,
No, Bishop
certainly
stays
may.
pretty tight to the group. I don't
You
do a
got
whole
it.
lot of good at a distance.
Yeah. Well, then at that point, all of you see this man in the like clean pressed naval uniform step in, and immediately all of the people who were like just acting casual and being operatives like stand up and nod at him, and he nods and they all sit down and he approaches your table. That'll be all, Kai. Oh, uh I said that'll be all, and just kind of like sits down next to you three.
Zell gives him a friendly smile and sort of a respectful nod. What can we do for you?
He acknowledges it, but not in like, oh yeah, that's nice way, just in a like, yes, that happened. Officer
Yeah.
Thion Payne, I am aware that you all were part of an operation that took down a hot caravan. Is that correct?
That would be us.
Now,
Yeah, and at that, Atmos is gonna kind of like he was a tad tense before, but now he's
Mhm.
he's kind of loosening up, right? Because
Mhm.
he was like, I'm not sure if we're gonna keep up this weird kind of like skirting around the issue that we just stole things.
Sure. Now, it's my understanding that there may have been a particular package that the Huts were guarding on this caravan. Am I to understand that it was truly destroyed?
Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah,
This is out of
Atmos.
character,
Yeah,
but I just realized I had been talking a lot, so
I
I
mean,
was
no.
letting it, and I thought you were saying something, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the weird, awkward silence.
You're good.
It's
You're good.
It's all good.
So Atmos is actually going to stand up tall and say, "What my associate said, she meant."
Okay. I think I want to roll. So it sounds like you're doubling down on the deception here to me.
I was trying
But
a coercion, but if you think deception
okay.
is better,
No, hey,
Oh
I like
no,
saying
you're
yes.
trying to intimidate him. Oh
So-
no.
I'm trying to intimidate him into maybe like backing off this line of questioning at the very least.
Sure. Yeah, I like that. Let me pull up his discipline. So he's going to have 2 red and 1 purple.
All right. Downgrade that once for intimidating.
Okay, so it's going to be 2 purple and 1 red, right?
Yes,
For
I believe
downgrade?
so. Yeah.
Perfect. I am going to use one of my dark side points to then kind of counteract that.
Oh
So,
no.
unless there's anything else you have to modify this, I'm gonna
Nope.
roll
That's
my.
all I've got.
You roll your coercion check.
Yep. All the dice are set.
You got it.
All right.
1 upgrade, 1 downgrade. So it should still be 2 red, 1 purple.
Okay. Nope. That is a wash with 2 threats.
2 threats. Okay. Do you have an idea of what you want for the 2 threats?
No, I'll pass that to your court.
I think I have a good thing. I actually believe I recognize you from the bounty hunter registry or whatever you folk call it.
The guild.
Right. Sure. Atmos, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
It's my understanding that you are a professional in these matters. So if you tell me that this device was destroyed,
It was.
unfortunate. Most unfortunate. Well, next time you I think our business is concluded.
I concur.
He doesn't move.
All right. Atmos is going to grab the data pad and head out.
Oh, you can leave that though.
He's going to turn around and say, compensation was not agreed upon for this particular item.
I believe it was on the convoy, and we have already paid you for what you recovered. So you have been compensated. You can leave that.
Let him have it. Consolation prize, I guess.
Very well.
Indeed.
And he'll slide it back across the table.
You see just like the hint of a little smirk on his face as he takes it.
And Atmos is actually going to flip him like 10 credits and say, have a drink on me.
Kind of just like looks at them. Maybe when I'm off duty.
Indeed. And he's gonna kind of nod to Zale that we're leaving.
Zale nods back and is going to get up and give the fellow another nod and I am sorry things didn't work out. And then she's going to follow Atmos.
Yeah, he just does a small nod, and you see just he kind of like picks up the data pad as you walk out.
Bishop agrees, so he do it.
I just removed 10 credits from my
All right.
thing. There we go.
So you all are, unless you have anything else you want to do in the compound, out of the compound.
Let's get off planet before this day gets worse.
I will say you do also still have a piece of tech. You don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Vans, once you're kind of just outside of the cantina, right?
Outside the
He's
compound.
outside the compound.
Or the compound.
You could see
Okay.
he had a line of sight the whole time, but he was out of sight.
Okay.
Not yet. Wait. Oh.
So once he eventually gets back to Vans, he's gonna motion to Zale and Bishop and say, so we don't know what this thing is, but obviously it's very valuable.
Let's get to the ship.
Agreed, but I believe before we leave planet, we might know someone who could appraise this at the very least. Keep it on the down low.
I got an idea. I have got someone that might be able to help us.
That's I probably thinking the same person.
Yes. Ship. Let's go to the ship. Talk better in the ship.
Yep.
Okay. So you all head to your ship. I will say the place I'm sure we're all thinking of, which would be Rax's shop, is probably on the way. I mean, it's nebulous,
We
but
could stop at Rax's shop. I do have a hollow vid recording of the device, but he would probably want to see it.
Mhm.
But again, it kind of all depends on being able to get. We could talk to him and then figure out. As we're walking, it's like, do we want to talk to him first or talk to at the ship and figure that out?
We should probably head to the ship first because that's where the actual part is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on our way, we get to the ship. Vaughn's kind of like, so I would like you to introduce you to Halcyon Days. Halcyon Days is now the new name of the ship.
Fitting.
Yes, thank you for your input. It was very good.
Atmos is actually kind of like looking around the interior. What does the interior look like?
Come in.
Why don't you tell us?
So as the ship that we have is a Lancer pursuit class ship, most notably the Shadowcaster in Rebels and in Star Wars lore. There is, as you kind of walk in from the loading dock from the back of the ship, there's a small amount of cargo, and then from there's a ladder going up. Straight ahead is a cockpit that holds 2 seats. A little bit further, but then there's a space in the middle for kind of common area. To the left, there's a lounge common area. There is to the right quarters for captains. There's a co-pilot and a bunks of 4. There's refreshers and lounge and 2 escape pods, kind of in that decent sized ship. And as Vance kind of brings you in, he's going to introduce. You've been in the ship, but you really haven't seen the ship, and he's kind of just showing you, like, when he's like, if we want to go off planet, this is, as I'm really messing up the voice here that I had planned. So he's like, kind of explaining, hey, here's the quarters, and of course, Zell, the co-pilot. You can have it by yourself. You get your own room. I will have my room, and you guys too. Atmos and Bishop, you can share your. So, if this works okay for you while you stay,
That seems amenable.
I will say also probably
You want me
because of
co-piloting then?
we'll see. Atmos seems to have the skills for that. I don't know if you have skills for that.
That's why I was a little confused.
But I don't know if you want to share a room with Bishop.
I'm fine sharing with Bishop. We've been together before.
Well, I won't say no to having my own room.
I will say also just because of how you got this ship, Vance, I think it's probably like a bit plusher and nicer than it normally would be. Like, I imagine as you walk on, it's like, bing, welcome, Captain.
Ooh. Do we have an onboard
it's not an
AI.
onboard AI. It's basically just like an Alexa. It's just
okay.
It's just like because they could.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a
like
luxury.
there's no like mechanical benefits or real reason for the plushness. It's just somebody who had extra credits and spent it on this ship, right? The seats are really cushy and it's all like painted and clean. There's no like exposed tech and stuff. It's just all very pristine.
And already I have a mission to give this Alexa sentience, so thank you for that.
There we go.
Oh, Vans will be on board with that as well. We need some droids. So kind of introduction, brings out the piece, is like, well, does anybody know what this could be? If not, I think we might have to go see a friend of ours, Rax.
Yeah, And Atmos hasn't really gotten a good look at this thing yet, so could I make a mechanics
Can I
check
make
to
ro-
attempt
Oh, I
to
was-
figure this thing out?
I was going to ask if I could make a mechanics.
Yeah. Do you
roll
want to just assist?
Yeah,
So what's you guys total?
I believe we did this last time. I have 1 rank and 2 intelligence.
I have 3 intelligence and no mechanics.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say that this is not the easiest. It's gonna be, I'll say 3 purple to identify.
Okay.
So
Should I make that roll then?
I can do it, or
So if the Atmos helps Zale, you'll upgrade one of your green dice to a purple, or excuse me, to a yellow proficiency dice.
yes,
If
let's not turn them
Zale-
into purple.
Sorry, if
So-
Zale assists Atmos, it just gets a boost.
No,
Yeah,
no.
so-
When 2 characters work together, you use the highest stat and highest skill, and if there's one character who isn't contributing either, then they just contribute a boost.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I think
yes.
no matter what, it's 3 and 1 or
Okay.
2 and 1. So
Got it.
Yes.
whoever wants to make the actual roll.
Yeah, I'll make the roll.
Okay, 2 yellow, 1 green.
2 yellow, 1 green. So I've got that set
I
up in the
think-
dice pool.
And
Right.
I've got my 3 purple.
All right, let me roll that. Unless anybody else has something they would like to contribute. All right, then let's roll this.
All right. Nothing. Just
Nothing.
nothing.
Straight wash.
It looks like some kind of prototype tech. It's pretty intricate. Nothing you've
Yep.
ever seen before.
Yeah, it's a prototype, so obviously I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't the slightest clue.
Hmm.
This friend of yours, you vouch for him? We could bring him here.
Yes, Uncle Rax is very trustworthy. Yes, he's very good.
And he does
He-
mechanics so it won't look weird for him to be coming to poke around on a ship.
Well, he hasn't seen my new ship, so this would be a great opportunity. I'll call him to see my ship, and then we ask him.
Excellent.
Go over to the.
I should call Jez to let him know that I'll be heading off planet. Wouldn't want him to be worried.
So I'll
All
go
right.
over, get the hollow, and call up Rax. See what
Yeah.
he's up to.
Yeah. We can just, we'll get the Rex role play in when he actually gets to the ship. I don't feel like a phone call is really
Basically, I'm
engaging part.
inviting him over
Yeah.
to take a look
Yeah,
at the new ship.
exactly.
And some
He's like,
people,
oh,
and
that sounds great.
then when he arrives, tell him the bay, come in, get that introduction, hug, because Rax is a hugger. So,
With all those arms, he better be.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
he's a
Yeah.
hugger. So it kind of gives him good. And I'm kind of like all amazed. I'm like, look what I did. This is mine now. He's, trying to impress him. And then after the subtlety of impressions and impressing, it's like, we have a question. And introductions, of course.
Yeah.
Introduce
so
everyone to the
we'll-
characters.
We'll do that. Like I'll role play that out. However, Io, you send a message out to your cousin who is on planet. You get nothing back. You don't get an idle message. You do not get a ping back. There's nothing, which also for him is very peculiar.
That's weird. Guys, I think Jez is in trouble. My cousin does, I think we said he was a cybernetics surgeon.
Mhm.
Yep,
Yep.
he's a cyber tech
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. You all know him
Cyber
actually
tech.
at this point because Vans was the second-hand connection to Zale, who was the connection to him, and
Right.
Atmos, you took Bishop to
Yep.
be surgeoned by this murder.
I didn't even get his, hey, I'm not home. Just nothing.
Vans, you want to stay here and make sure that Rax shows up and figures out what this pot is, I'll join Zale and head over here. And Bishop, what are you thinking?
Make sure it's still on. Sorry.
Yeah, you're still on.
I'm just along for the ride. Where's the most potential that I could help? I have a limited
Probably-
skill set.
Yeah, probably with us.
All right, yeah.
All right.
So yeah, Atmos is just gonna go, Bishop, why don't you come along? We could use the extra muscle.
Of course.
I'll catch up.
All
Plus,
righty.
you know where it is.
I think so. I remember.
Yep.
All
We'll
right.
try to be back quickly. Hopefully he's all right.
So yeah. First things first. We'll do Rax. I think that would probably happen first. So we see Uncle Rax, this large basilisk, which is that like four-armed kind of reptilian, like very large, but kind of a friendly, inviting posture and demeanor about them as they like, oh, Vans, like four-armed hug you. Oh, so good to see ya.
Chupa! Uncle Rex,
Oh,
very good.
you're looking healthy. Like scruffs your head. Look at you. Oh, Jessica's doing well, I see. And the ship. Oh my goodness. As it's like, welcome. This is amazing. You're doing
Yes.
quite well for yourself, I can see.
I'm trying.
How'd that job go?
It went okay.
Hey,
I don't
you're
think we
still
did as
alive,
good
aren't
That is very true. Well, that's one of the reasons why we called you here, Uncle Rex.
you? Sure.
We found something, and we need your thoughts on it, and if you kind of figure it out. But this has to be quiet.
Well, I'm not the quietest person, but I know what you mean. I can do that. You know me. All right. Well, let's take a look at this here.
Bring out this box
Mm-hmm.
thing. I'm like, something strange. I think it goes to a sheep.
Normally you would roll for this, but I don't know. This is his thing. Instead of gratuitous dice rolls, and let's just keep the narrative moving forward. Well, you know what? Let's do it. So I'll have you roll
Okay.
in the dice pool. So it's still 3 purple. So obviously he's not going to be getting a help from you. So just add a boost die for yourself. I will say, so this is based on intellect, right?
Yeah.
Or mechanics. So I will say he will have an intellect of 3, but 3 skill ranks. So it's going to be 3 proficiency dice and 1 boost die against 3 purple dice
Okay.
for Rax.
Rax.
This is
he's a
what he
mechanic.
does for a living.
Yeah.
He's very good at this stuff.
All right. So in the dice pool, I've got. Did you do the purple or should I?
I just have my purple in.
Okay. So
So just do your side here.
All right. I'm set.
Go ahead. There you go. A success. That's all we needed.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, it's some kind of Navicryptor prototype. I'm not sure why someone would need this, but it's basically helps you through with hyperspace travel, right? So it helps you connect onto a lane. It automatically helps with that kind of thing. Not usually necessary unless I guess if someone was going way out where there's not really any lanes, but even here in Socorro, not really that necessary, but a pretty solid tech from what I can tell.
Do you know off-world where we could sell it? Who might be interested in buying it?
I mean, I could probably tell you people on world. I mean, Socorro, this place always hungry for more tech.
Yeah, but we kind of told the Imperials it got blown up.
Ah, well, I mean, that just means you need to be a little quieter about who you sell it to, but not
And
gonna
you
lie.
would know Uncle Rax. That's why I come to you.
Yeah. Not gonna lie. You know me. I've kind of kept my profile down, so I don't have too many friends off world anymore. So
Well, can you install it on my ship?
I could, yeah.
How long would that take?
Probably just a few hours. Less if you are helping me. But also, did you say you had friends here, or is this one man operation now?
They just left. They just left. Something happened, and a friend of theirs is in trouble. So that's kind of where I'm like, I might have to go and
Here,
go help them out.
you go help them out. I'll install this in your ship. Keep an eye on it.
You sure? How much do I owe you? Dinner or more?
Scruffles your head. Don't worry about it.
You are the best, Uncle Rex. Next time I'm off world, I will pick up some good brandy for you. Or
There
whiskey.
you go. All right, there we go. See, this is why you're always my favorite nephew who's not my nephew. All right, I'm going to get to work.
All right. Thank you, Uncle Rex. I'll talk to you later. Don't let anyone on.
You know me. And then you walk off. Goodbye, Captain. And like, and you hear the like of a slightly more intricate but not better lock system engage. So the other three, so we'll have Vans come in at a narratively fun time. But so Zale, you definitely know the way back to your cousin's shop. It's definitely not a storefront, right? Because he works pretty clandestinely. So I imagine it's one of those things where it's like there's a restaurant, and then you order one thing at the restaurant, and they take you to a back room, and in that back room there's like a thing that slides over, and you walk down into his place of business.
All right, so Zale's going to head up to the I forget what you call it.
The restaurant or the
Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I assume that's how one gets into the thing, or
right. I thought it would be just like you were like, I'll have the Dega the
that's
special. Like,
yeah, that's what I.
Yeah, exactly. So you
Yeah.
three like order the special, and they're like, the owner of the restaurant, who I will say is they're a Doug. Yeah. So Bulba from episode 1 like leads you back into a back room. It's just like a nice private dining area, and then leaves you be.
Wait.
And you yes.
No, that's in character.
Oh, gotcha.
Wait. So, did you see Jess leave?
I think the Doug kind of like, I don't see anyone leave. No one. It's just a private room. Only restaurant customers go in there and come out. Who is Jazz?
Don't play around right now.
Amos sees Zale getting a little upset, and he's just gonna like place a firm hand on her shoulder before he's going to pull out 20 credits and try and grease this guy's palms.
Why is it that I'm the
love
one
it.
being threatening and you're the one paying someone?
Right.
All right. So I will say that sounds like a negotiation roll to me. I'm going to. So that's
Negotiation's not great.
I will say that we will consider Zale is assisting you
Oh, thank
Okay.
goodness.
because she kind of started this off. So that will probably mean we use pretty much all of Zale's stats for this.
Yep.
She has a presence of 3 and a negotiation of 1.
I
Okay.
have a presence of 2 and a negotiation of none.
All right. So
Okay.
yeah, we're using Zales, but you're still rolling, and then I will give you a boost die for the 20 credits. So
Okay, so 2 boost dice, one for at most one for the 20 credits. Okay.
oh,
All right.
I've got my 2 black in or 2 purple in. So
All right. Let me actually roll what I need to roll instead of just rolling the dice pool. That's not going to help. We will have a repeat of the other incident.
Mhm.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Very good.
that's 3 successes and 3 advantages.
Wow.
Yeah. So he just like closes the door, so there's just like you 4. Nah, he didn't leave. Some friends went down there a while ago.
Friends. All right. Thank you for your help. And I'm sorry that I was a little bit short with you. He's my cousin, you know?
He holds up the 20 credits. It's all good.
Yeah. So let me mark that off my sheet as well.
Man, Amos is just throwing out
Yeah.
credits today.
Credit
yeah.
monster.
The credits, hey, credits keep the galaxy turning.
Yep. I mean, I've got 2 ranks in Streetwise. I know how this goes.
Mm-hmm. Before he leaves the dog with those 3 advantage and 3 successes, not the friendliest friends, maybe.
Yeah.
Bothan leading them.
Bothan.
Mm.
Interesting.
Never
All
seen
right.
him here.
Well, we appreciate it.
Mm.
Take care of yourself. And Zale's going to start heading for what I assume is the entrance down to the lab.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with 3 advantage and 3 successes, I will say that this will take, and I will say that Vans can be here. Like the timing will work out since y'all did so well on your thing that we can just say narratively that Vans kind of like catches up after you had this like conversation and like got like let in.
Yep. And Atmos is going to keep his hand near his blaster on the way down, kind of like he's ready to quick draw on someone,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that newly gotten blaster pistol he has.
Yeah.
Zale's actually going to draw hers, and she's not holding it up in the I am sneaking forwards with blaster drawn thing, but it's in her hand.
Yeah.
Just cool sailing for Vans. Just kind of like takes note and like, okay.
Yeah.
Just cool sailing.
So cool. So are you all sneaking down there? Are you what's the
I don't think, unless everybody else is sneaking, I don't think Atmos has a reason to.
Mhm.
They're gonna see us open the door. Just be ready if they shoot first and decide not to ask questions.
Way ahead of you.
All right.
You probably are.
So you open the door and you see before you see your cousin's kind of workspace. You see a couple of things. So it's all in pretty good order. You do see there's like a few off rooms. You see one of them has been like closed. You know, he likes to keep his doors open unless he's doing a surgery and is like kind of barred. But you then see 4 individuals just kind of like standing around. They're armed but not looking like they're necessarily that ready for a fight. Just kind of in general, you know, living on Socorro clothing. But then you do see one person kind of sitting on the operating table, not really, doesn't look heavily armed, just looks like sitting around waiting for something. A Bothan just kind of twiddling around. And Atmos, I will say you do recognize this Bothan as their name is Panav, and you know that they are the second in command for Kreka the Hutt.
P-A-N-A-V.
Panav.
Okay.
Panav. And you see Panav, well, I was wondering when you would all show up.
Well, wonder no more. Here we are.
Yeah.
Finally. Atmos.
I'd say it's a pleasure, but we both know it's not.
Yeah. Well, then let's just cut to the chase, right? No need to draw this out. Obviously, you all have been getting up to a little bit of fun. And obviously, that in itself is valuable. That information not leaking out to certain other huts is valuable. And what you picked up on that convoy is probably pretty valuable. Are you seeing where I'm going with this?
Oh, I'm definitely seeing where you're going with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's any need to have a fight here.
I agree.
But before we hand anything over, I would like a guarantee that my cousin's going to show up again. You
Yeah.
know?
They kind of wave their hand, and one of the thugs opens the door, and you see your cousin's just like in binders, like gagged, like not hurt. Just looks like they got the jump on him. He's not a combatant, right? He's just
Yeah, he's just
he's smart, but he's not, he's not, I'm gonna be able to resist it if 4 people walk in and say
yeah.
surrender.
Well, he seems to be in order. Sorry about this, Jez. It's a long story.
Yeah, I didn't have a way. Atmos, you never gave me your number after a little falling out, so I had to figure out some way of getting to you. And they are mostly speaking directly to Atmos as
Yeah.
a note.
He says, I thought I made it very clear what I thought about your particular organization. And of course, you made it very clear about how you felt about me.
Well, doesn't mean we can't be useful to each other. There are some things that I think you might want to know if you have anything that is of value to me.
Well, let's talk then.
I'd love to.
And Zale's just sort of going to. I'm imagining that she's stepping a little bit in front so that Atmos is like a little bit behind her. And so, just so he can and the others can see, she's going to just twitch one Leku a little. It's like a trust me gesture.
All right.
So, you've picked up on that recent absolute fiasco of a mission and grabbed my cousin, and you want our take from said mission. I've got that right?
Just the tech.
Well,
don't care about the blasters. Got plenty of those.
Yes, I can see them.
Yeah, you sure can.
And, well,
we don't. We don't have it.
What?
Well, I assume you wouldn't be stupid enough to bring it about the city, yeah.
No, we don't have it. It's gone.
Vans?
Where is it?
I don't know.
Van?
Okay.
What
well, let's-
happened while we were out? Zale isn't actually mad. She knows what he's doing, but she's going to put on a show here.
I
Yeah,
do not have it anymore. It left to make sure we stay alive.
All right. Well, we're gonna do a deception roll from Vans.
Can I help?
Yeah, I will say, just because Vans really took the reins, we're just gonna do a boost die instead of
Okay.
the normal
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
situation. So for Panav's, this is discipline. They have 3 willpower and 1 rank, so it's going to be 2 purple and a red. I'm just going to
Versus
use
my deception.
with 1 boost die on your end.
All right, so my deception with 1 boost die. Got it.
And just for the people home, what is that deception skill?
My deception skill is 3 green.
3 green. All right. It's 3 dice. Well, so 4 dice versus 3 dice, because you do have a boost die. So we'll see how this goes.
All right, we're all set. Anything else?
I think we're good for now.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
All right.
1 success and 1 threat. Do you have an idea of what you want for the threat here?
Strain, basically the nervousness of it, possibly.
Zale
Just like-
points her gun at
because it's-
him to
I
add to
realizing
the
that-
illusion.
Realizing like I just screwed up. Like
Okay.
I gave it away I bartered it away for our lives and just realized, oh crap.
Okay. So Zale in like continuing this narrative points her gun at you. And in this moment,
That's
you
a
are
reason to take strain.
really
I'm
put on the
thinking.
spot. So yeah, take a strain. And Panav says, yeah, what did happen here?
This had better be
I
good,
don't know who-
Vans.
I don't know who they were, but they came to the ship. They pointed a blaster at me. They were more than I thought I could take. And next thing you know, they left. They didn't say who they were or what. It's out of my hands.
They look legitimately like off put for a moment, and then they recompose themselves. Did you all... We're going to come back to that. Did you recover any information from this convoy, at the very least?
Me?
I think you've done quite enough today.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go back and sit up against the wall and go,
We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Atmos is going to say, yes, we did.
Wonderful. So you're not completely useless, is what I'm hearing.
You
Unless,
know that.
of course, you don't have it anymore as well.
No, of course not. We sold it.
Well, sounds like you're in need of information then. You know me. We always have very reasonable rates.
What could you possibly have that I would want to know?
Come on, Atmos. Be reasonable.
Listen to your friend, Atmos. I mean, I could tell you why the Hutts are so interested in Navatech right now.
Curiosity at most.
Seems to be fairly well. maybe less relevant to you now, looking at Vans, but relevant at the very least.
Tell you what. I suppose I am interested in what this could be. My brain's just going around in circles right now about who could have possibly stolen this thing from us. And I think we could help each other out.
Let's make a negotiation roll. So they are going to have just, it's the same roll actually. So 2 red, 1 red, 2 purple for their negotiation skill.
I really need to up my negotiation. All right.
They are not a combatant, is what I will say.
Yeah.
So
Would you guys mind if I use daylight set point for this?
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Alrighty.
I can't be the only one using them.
Upgrade
Mhm.
that roll. Scroll back down to it. All right. Is the pool set then?
Sure is. As long as you did your upgrade yourself.
I did, yes.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, yeah, I just had to double check.
Ooh.
Oof. That is a lot of failures.
That's 2 failures and 2 threats. Pooh boy. So not only are they not buying it, but there's also some threats in there. Let's see here. What do you have here? Do you have a pitch while I think?
Yeah.
about-
So at most, him on his own was trying to maybe work on some kind of, like, maybe they steal the chip from themselves and make more money off of this thing. But perhaps he just wants to maybe get back at them for stealing this thing in the first place.
Okay. I think what we will do. So first, I think I'm going to use one of those at least to inflict a strain on you, Atmos, because this is I mean, Panav is maybe not a physically intimidating person, but
One
what
strain?
they represent, yeah.
'Kay.
What they represent at the very least in your past is potentially
Mm-hmm.
upsetting. Well, maybe I'm going about this wrong. My apologies. Seems to me like you all have gotten yourselves in trouble and you have a ship sitting out in dock which I assume has no one in it, as you were the only 4, if I remember correctly, that went on in this job. You have an unspecified amount of enemies you just made with that particular job, and you just lost really the one thing you had going for you. So I guess let me rephrase this and how are you going to be useful and survive this, do you think?
Atmos
Well-
is gonna look at Zale for maybe any kind of indication that she could talk her way out of this.
I'm assuming, given what you do, that you already know who the Hutts took it from.
They don't give a affirmative, or they do not confirm nor deny. And
Well, Sorry. My
No,
brain
don't worry
decided
about
to
it. Hey,
go for
go
it.
home in the middle of.
Hey,
I'm
no.
trying to phrase things.
Social encounters are difficult. Take your time. You're all good.
Sorry. I'm okay.
No, you're
Okay.
fine.
All good. Building
I-
tension.
I know. I actually know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to figure out how to phrase it because
Mhm.
it's hard.
Yeah, Amos is just kind of he's a bit tense right now. He's really trying to make sure that we've expended every possible option before he decides
Telling
that
the truth.
before like pulling a blaster
Mhm.
is the option we have left.
Sure.
I'm just picturing Bishop's fingers just kind of
Yeah,
like
just like
twitching.
tensing.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
and
say, is there a potential kind of while the focus is elsewhere for Bishop to kind of skirt the outside of the room to maybe get to a more advantageous position?
I love that. What I will say, let's do a stealth check. It's not going to be difficult because they're pretty distracted.
Okay.
We'll just do, it's going to be an easy test. Let's just have you, so whatever bonuses and abilities you get for stealth, just go ahead. Oh, that's a success, an advantage, and a triumph.
oh boy.
Okay.
So- Honestly, you tell me what you want for the triumph, but the success and advantage tell me they just kind of forgot you were there.
Yeah. I
You're
just stood
good.
really still and went invisible, as some might say.
What do you have an idea what you want for that triumph? That's a critical success. Like that's the best, like a very good outcome.
The goal is just to get in a position where if we get to that point in the conversation, that I've got kind of a well-established opening.
Yeah, no. Here's what I'll say. So you kind of take a like position on the side of the room, right? And have been staying there for a little bit, and it's gotten to the point where like Panav doesn't seem to be. Did you want to be near like that for a thug or for Panav?
Probably Panav.
Yeah, I assumed. So like you've been standing, I almost imagine there's like, some hanging cyber tech and like equipment and stuff, and you just kind of stood next to it and you blended in a good amount. You stayed quiet, didn't draw attention to yourself. So Panav is now basically like no longer sitting down as this conversation kind of has evolved, is now basically standing a few feet from you because they just don't realize you're there. So you are good.
Can I
Okay.
keep talking now?
So yes, now
Yeah,
say
go for
it.
it.
But I'm guessing you don't know about the other employer who wanted that HUD operation disrupted. See, I wasn't just covering our tracks with all that. The Shattered Dice is on the move, and they want it known that cartel operations here are going down. Basically, Sale's trying to keep his attention and maybe even the attention of the goons while she starts spinning the story about how these anti-Hut revolutionaries actually
Yeah.
hired her.
You're
But
pinning
she's
it on
going to-
them.
And
I
she's
love
going
it.
to do a little Leku gesture of basically go. to the combat people. Here.
Okay, got
Yep.
it. So this
Basically,
is just
I'm trying to distract them while
yeah.
to give.
So let's see how well that goes. So this is going to be deception for sure. We're getting a lot of use out of that skill. I will say this is a 2 difficulty, and I'm going to add 1 setback die because they don't trust you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just a suggestion, you might want to toss a little influence in there.
Influence. Oh,
I don't actually have the upgrade that lets me add it to skills. Only the upgrade that
okay.
lets me.
do the little hand wave.
A
Yeah.
little wave, yeah.
Go. All right.
So
I
mean,
am ready
would
when
if I
you
could.
are. I'm ready when
Oh,
you are.
Let's see. Clearing my dice.
Okay. That's 2 successes, a threat, and a triumph.
Ooh.
So, what do you have an idea? Obviously, the triumph is big. So, do you have an idea for the triumph at the very least? They are
I'm
distracted.
not sure. I wasn't expecting to get this.
All right. All right.
Um,
I think the triumph means that anyone who gets out of here believes that the shattered dais were part of it. How about that? Like
Okay.
you have
Yeah.
like that was
that
not
the
the
Shadow
primary
Guys were
goal.
part of that, and that they
Yeah,
might
like they
come
were
to my rescue or take
Yeah.
revenge if I go down.
for sure. Like you've unintentionally almost fully sold them on the shattered dais with that triumph, I think. Like your intention was just to distract them, but they just latch onto that. The threat I'm going to say is going to be just a strain here as you are
Stressed
now going.
out.
So that is going to be because they are distracted. I will say it is going to be cool is the one where you're prepared.
Yep.
Yes. So
Yep.
we'll do cool for everyone's initiative for combat. Woohoo! Who could have seen that coming?
You know,
Oh,
I
sorry.
was,
Let me
Oh.
take the dice pool out. So just go ahead and re-roll
Okay.
for all that good stuff.
Cool.
we might be setting precedents for combat every session, but
Oh, wow.
Who knows? Who knows?
Wait, why did that roll only 1 dice? That's weird.
I don't know.
that was bishops.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, that was
Bishop.
bishops.
So
Okay.
Bishop got 0. Unfortunately, Atmos got 2.
And
Dan's got
I'm going to spend one of my strain for that to be 2 successes and 3 advantage.
perfect, and then so we have 2, 0, and 1. If I'm seeing this right,
Mm-hmm.
perfect. So 2, 3, 2, 1, 0, 0, and then I will roll for the enemies. So for the goons, for their vigilance, because they are not expecting this, vigilance is presence, correct?
Yes,
Okay, so
No,
there's
wait. I
Oh.
think it's willpower.
or willpower.
it could be.
It's same either way for them. So because there's 4 of them, it's going to be 2 yellow, I believe. Oh no, because they don't have skills, so it's just the 1, right? Is how it works.
If
So-
they
so-
have it listed as a skill on their stat block, they have a
Then
skill
they up
equal to the
themselves.
number of minions in the
So,
group, I think.
They do
Or
not.
the number of minions minus 1. I forget.
So they do not. So it's just 1 green die for them.
And vigilance is willpower.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's nothing for them. So that's a PC slot at 0 or NPC slot at 0. And then for Panav, it's going to be so willpower. You said right?
Yep.
Yep.
So it's going to be 2 green, 1 yellow. Boom, boom. 4 success.
Okay.
All right. They're a vigilant person here. So jumping the top. So I'm actually going to do Panav, even though that's kind of worse for me just because that fits the narrative.
Mhm.
So they are going to, what would they do as they see you all kind of jumping up and moving towards them? I think here's what they would do. They are going to, all right. So this is a question for myself and the audience. So how does making checks against players typically work in terms of combat and stuff? Like if I wanted to make a social check, how does the system generally handle that kind of stuff in you guys' experience?
It would be an opposed check, right?
Against the resisting skill of the player in question.
All right. So the Panav is going to pull out like a small holdout blaster. It's a very easily hidden, just small little blaster.
Mhm.
And we'll look at Zale, point it at your cousin, and say, "You don't want to do this." So I'm going to roll coercion on Zale. That's going to be opposed by your discipline.
Which is, I think, going to just be 2 purple.
Okay.
I don't actually have very high discipline.
They're not skilled at coercion, actually. They're not that kind of talker, but they do get 3 green dice. So unless anyone has something else to say about this.
The only thing, because of the situation, would you say he gets a? Sorry, guys.
No,
boost
yeah.
because of the blaster.
Yeah, I would. I do think that also just because of
That's
Zale's
fair. My
obligation has
obligation-
not been rolled, but I think that's the mechanic of the obligation, is it not?
Yeah, the obligation's coming into play here.
Yeah.
I think he gets a boost die against me.
Cool.
Before we roll though,
Mhm.
I want to the consequences if he succeeds. I know that would depend on the roll to a degree, but are you leaning towards Zale has to react in a particular sort of
I'm
way,
not-
or are you thinking I make a fear check?
I don't want to dictate how you play. I just
Yeah, but-
want this to maybe, yes, either just be I think if they succeed, it's going to inflict strain, and I want that to influence how Zale reacts. But I'm
Yeah,
never
okay.
going to tell you how to play your character.
I just wanted to know if
Mhm.
I need to get the fear check rules out.
No worries. I don't know how that works, so I'm going to probably just not do that. Cool. So, whoa. So,
Oh my.
that is
Oh,
6
that's-
successes and 3 threat.
Okay, so the successes, I mean, it's not a triumph or anything. She's
Mhm.
not completely, I am going to break, but she just panics.
Yeah.
She sort of draws back. She's barely avoids dropping her gun, and it's like she starts sort of babbling because that's basically her fear reaction. It's like, and you don't want to do that. You can't. They'll come at Criff, 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 Criff.
Yeah, so I'm going to inflict 3 strain on you to represent that, Zale.
Criff.
And for the
Can't
threat,
do this.
now I can hear one crit wonder in my head saying that he falls prone. And I kind of like it.
Slipped on some liquid.
Yeah, so what I think he does is,
Well, I
or
still
sorry,
have my
they-
gun.
yes.
I'm panicking. He has a reason to fall prone if he thinks I'm going to shoot.
Yes, you start freaking out, and
You
like
won't- you can't-
like a
You can't hurt him.
like a blaster shot goes off and like hits the
You-
wall, and they panic and go prone, like hit the deck. They still have their gun trained, but now it's much more comical and less threatening as they have just hit the deck. Perfect. So now we have a PC slot.
If you guys don't mind, I would like to take this slot.
I will say that Bishop is
Yeah.
Go
very
ahead.
much been
Bishop. Yeah,
setting
with
up for
that
this.
triumph before.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
would say that, especially narratively, this has kind of been what Bishop's been ready for.
Well, considering he went prone at Bishop's feet.
Yeah, like literally he did. So Bishop.
Right? Yeah.
And then you can go at most.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Because
that's fair.
it's all PC slots after this.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think what I'd like to do is step out and I guess grab the arm that's holding the gun,
Mhm.
and I want to use my repulsor fist on it.
Ooh.
So for him being prone, you get a boost die already. It's going to be two purple for a melee attack. I'm going to say you get an upgrade for your triumph before. So add in a boost die and an upgrade, and this is gonna be good.
Okay. So boost, an upgrade, and
All right. So
Nice.
does it now real quick? Oh, critical 3. So you could critically hit this guy as you got 1 success and 3 advantage.
yeah, sure.
Now, it has a stun setting if you want to non-lethally hit this guy. Which is
No,
up
he
to you.
seems
Yeah.
currently as a threat.
Yeah, no,
Just a reminder, this is the guy that possibly organized you blowing up.
yeah, no, that too.
Yeah. No, I think we're just gonna take this one and go as hard as we can.
Oof, yeah. So why don't you roll me a D100 for this person's critical injury here?
Nice.
All right, 69.
Nice.
Nice. So that is, if I put it in the sheet, beautiful.
Scattered
What a,
senses.
yes. So all boost dice from all skill checks. Whew, nasty. And that's not all. You also do 9 damage, which is, whew, that's a lot. Ooh, okay, yeah. So they are very hurt. As you just basically, I imagine, just slam their head down and they like hit the ground. You can just see like their head slam into the ground, and they are also now concussed for a round. So they lose their action next round as you have as the concussive feature. And also disoriented, which means disorient.
I believe that adds black dice to checks, if I'm
Yeah,
remembering correctly.
so almost unnecessarily both concussed and disoriented, and is already knocked down, unfortunately. But yes, you just bam, and Pranav is almost useless at this point, as you just basically slam their head so hard that they can't think straight. Atmos.
Sense.
Yep. So, if you would permit me, I want to do that cool move. The Mandalorian just came out today, and in that series, he does a really cool move where he draws both his sidearm and his primary blaster at the same time and points it at multiple people.
I
If
love
you
that.
think that
That's
would
a fun
be-
maneuver.
Yeah, if you
Mhm.
think that would be one maneuver, or if you want, I could take 2 strain and make that 2 maneuvers.
I think there is an actual ability that makes it just one maneuver to do that. So I will play like feel like I'm supposed to and say that is an extra maneuver to
All
pull
right,
out
so
too.
I'll take the 2 strain for doing the extra maneuver. And he's going to... would you say that Panav is to my right or my left?
You tell me, which would you prefer?
I'll say my left because
There we
I
go.
feel like he grabbed his little his little blaster, the blaster pistol with his right arm, and the big EE3 with
There we
his
go.
left arm. So I'm gonna
See?
shoot at Panav with my left arm, which is
Nice.
the blaster rifle. Or blaster carbine.
Alrighty. So we'll go first on Panav. So that's gonna be 2 purple for shooting at someone that's right
this-
for shooting someone who's
Well-
like got someone engaged, or is this not how that works? No, it's short range, so it's just 1 purple, right?
Yes. But I believe you upgrade it once if somebody is engaged with them and on a despair
Yes.
you shoot them.
Right. And
So it
it
would be
is
a red
also
dice.
1 setback because they are prone.
Yes.
So yes, right now it's going to be a red and a black.
Okay.
Yep.
That all set?
Are you
Should be.
shooting only panache or are you shooting 2?
Oh, he's
Um,
got this second shot that will resolve after this, I believe.
Yes.
How you do 2-weapon fighting in here too is that you actually upgrade a purple dice and you take your worst possible. So if you're firing 2 different weapons, you
Mhm.
take your worst possible skill or roll. You pull your pulls together.
Mhm.
You add 1 purple dice indicating, and then at that point you roll 1. You need to
Okay.
have at least 2 advantage to proxy the second shot.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you, Jay. Hey,
Thank you
we're
very
all
much.
learning together.
We're
so
learning. So then you take the worst possible out of it, because if they're 2 different weapons,
right.
let's say
So-
one weapon you have some accuracy to it, and the other one you don't, you actually take the worst possible roll.
Got it.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, are they both light weapons?
No, one is ranged light and ranged heavy. However, it's the same
Same quality of
it's the
weapon.
same either way. Yeah.
All right. So the final total then for your opposing dice will be 1 setback, would be 2 purple, but because they're engaged, 1 purple, 1 red. So 1 of each.
Yep. So I'll just roll that out of my dice pool then. And here we go.
Ooh.
Oh
So-
boy.
The triumph can be used to proxy the second shot.
That depends on what you want at most. So you
I
can
think I'll
either
do that.
basically crit. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Atmos pulls his 2 guns and immediately points them both at Panav.
oh, both at Panam.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yes to the crit.
Yeah.
Never mind. I
for the crit.
misunderstood.
Mhm.
Yeah. Roll. I mean that they are out for the count.
Yeah.
They are
So
unconscious. So you could roll the crit, but you're not going to kill them. So they are just unconscious right now.
so
They also are going to take another crit for hitting their wound threshold.
Right, but it's not going to kill them because
Yeah,
they're not
yeah.
at that because you're
Yeah.
not vicious. Yes, so it's. I mean, you can. It's just not really. It's kind
Yeah.
of moot. I will say I'll just say you take a strain because you almost shot Bishop. Like
Okay.
this was really cool, but very difficult, and so you had to be very careful not to just shoot Bishop in the back, and
Yep.
doing so stresses you out.
and before he pulls the trigger on both of these, he says, "This is for Crook," and he pulls both of his shots.
So bad. All right. I mean,
So-
bad, but no.
Mhm.
Yes. What was that, Van?
Nope, that's fine.
Okay.
If
So
Poe
we
can
got
say it, so can we.
Yeah. We got another PC slot. So Zale or Vans, what are we doing?
Can
So-
I take it?
Go for it. Vance is just sitting there against the wall. He's
Okay.
kind of observing this time, going, let's see how this plays out. Because he wasn't really, we'll see.
All right. What you
So
got, Zale?
there were a whole bunch of.
There's
so there were some goons
4
left.
thugs. Yeah.
All right. So Zale sort of finally tears her eyes off of the unconscious person and points her gun at one of the goons. And they're panicking a lot less now because the person threatening their cousin went down. And
Yes.
it's like,
Not
how,
not really an issue anymore. You freaked out for a
how
second.
dare you, you pieces of drunk! And I'm sorry about that. That was
No.
yeah, okay.
I love it.
No, I just got something on my camera and immediately had to, yeah. Anyway. And I'm going to take the strain to try to do 2 maneuvers of aiming.
All right. So they're at short range. So it's just 1 purple die. I'm not going to do anything hinky. Just take your shot.
Okay, and I will get 2 boost dice for aiming with both my maneuvers, and let's see. I'm trying to find my ranged light. Okay, ranged light.
Okay. So what's the critical rating of your pistol? Is it 3 or
Let
4
me
or 2?
check.
Because that is 1 success and 3 advantage for those listening at home. Doing a lot of shooting tonight, folks.
Par for the course.
Yeah, pretty much.
I need to check because it doesn't look like it's written. Oh, it's critical force, so I cannot.
Okay, so
crit.
no crit, but so what's the damage here?
The damage is 5. It's a holdout blaster.
Okay, so we're doing 6 damage. Any pierce or anything I need to worry about?
Nope, it's a holdout blaster. It's the cheapest
All right.
blaster in the game.
Perfect. So you fire at one of the thugs and it kind of barely misses them as they kind of dodge out of the way. You have 3 advantage though.
What do you mean it misses? I'm going to hit.
Well, no, it hits like
Oh yeah, yeah.
wounds are,
Okay,
wounds
yeah,
are
yeah. I
nebulous.
get that now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't
You
get
they
what
narrowly
you meant
avoid
yeah.
getting like blasted.
Basically, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry.
So 3 advantage. Let's see here. We could do basically.
I have a list here of things, and it says 3 advantage and target drops weapon they're holding. Can I shoot one of their hands?
Yeah, I'll say, yeah, you fire at this thug, right? And in order to not get their hand blasted off, they drop the blaster and like back away. So one of the thugs will not benefit them in this next round, basically. So you're basically fighting, when they attack you, you're fighting 3. And they're like, ha! And yeah, you got this like, ooh, you messed with the wrong Twilight look in your eyes. And last but not least, Vans, what are you doing?
Oh, we get to go.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they wearing? Armor-wise, weapon-wise, belts, utility? I mean,
yeah, good question. So they're just wearing like heavy clothing, right? They're not like fully armored. They're just wearing like, sensible everyday Sakura clothes that have just like some extra padding and armor. They look like they have blaster pistols and some like just truncheons on their sides. So they're
Okay.
ready for whatever's coming at them, really.
No grenades or anything on their belts.
No, they don't.
Or anything like that.
They don't seem. They're just some. They're some muscle.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot one of the guy's hands off.
All right. So
to add one to my collection.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm sensing a theme. So now it's 1 setback die because this is a trick shot, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
All right. So it's just 1 and 1 purple, 1 black, because they're still at short range.
And you've got the purple and the setback dice, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So aim. So it's only 2. And using Jexica with a little bit of accuracy, so I get that on there, and we are ready to roll.
Oh my!
Oh my word!
Goodness!
For the audience.
Oh my gosh!
Vans just pulled 4 successes, 6 advantage, and a triumph out of 6 dice. 2 boost, 2 green, and 2 yellow.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Wow.
And you have Pierce Force, so you're doing basically 10 10 damage.
If they have any soak, that's up to 4 is removed.
You're ignoring all their soak, so you're doing 10 full damage to them.
10 full damage. It's technically 10 full damage. So
yes.
What I would like to do is shoot one guy, his hand, use the triumph that his hand goes over and shoots the other guy next to him,
Yes.
at which point the third guy falls to his knees and they all fall down. And then I would like to use, actually, for them, so one guy gets shot, I shoot one guy.
Here's the thing. With 10 wounds, that's enough to kill 2 of them straight out. And then you could triumph to crit and kill a third one. And then you have 6 advantage. Because they're pretty
I have
tough,
I have a crit of 4, so I could. How about with 4? I hit the first one.
Mhm.
With I have to use the triumph to be able to do something. So then, if I use 4 of the advantage to crit the second one and take that one out, because it
so here, 10 damage kills 2, and then
kills 2, or would just be 1 because I'm only firing 1.
Two, because you did 10 damage, and this is a group of minions.
But it's individual. No.
Well, this is just like how it.
I'd say all 3 of them could go, because by using all of the process. So basically, if I use the 4 successes on the first one.
You rolled insanely well. You get 3 of them. Like you fire you fire and you don't disarm him. You explode their blaster and it just knocks 3 of them on their feet and they're just down for the count. Like you just blast them and like it like hits the blaster and it fires at one and it like ricochets and hits one in the head and they just 3 of them are just down.
What I would like, though, is
Yes.
with part of that triumph, the third guy that goes down is unconscious and not dead.
So one of them gets shot by the blaster, right, as you hit it out of their hand. And as it flies out of the hand, it slams in one of their heads, and they just unconscious on the ground. Unconscious on the ground. And there's just this one guy who just dropped their blaster and the one unconscious, and they just throw their hands up, and they're like,
So how Vance is just kind of sitting against the wall, all this is going out, quick draws out with the barrel move, just shoots it, and it just happens and just puts it right back.
Yeah, just
use an advantage to put it right back in. So it's just and then spin it and put it right back in his wall.
Yeah, no, well, listen, when you all roll that well, like, you just got to tell me what happens. I mean,
he looks so cool right now.
Yeah. I'm just leaning up against Vance is just leaning up against the wall, watching all the action, sees how it goes, quick draws it with his skill, fires, does all that, spins it, and puts it back into his holster, and is like, "Are you guys done?"
Yeah,
Ready to surrender yet?
And the thug just kind of raises her hand and like, "What do you want to know?" And then we zoom out of the underground facility and we come back to the Halcyon Days. This ship, we can see Rax like go like this with his 2 sets of hands, like, all install. And then we zoom out and pan up to the roof line of the port, and we can see a hooded droid just kind of watching the ship. And that's where we'll end this session of Halcyon Days. Woo, what a spicy one.
Ooh, boy.
Thank you all so much for this beautiful, beautiful session of both really tense, good negotiation, like social encounters, and also then just royally proving how bad I am at balancing these encounters so far, it seems. So let's go and run back through and sign off, tell everyone who you are again and where we can find you before next session, because I'm sure the audience really wants to see you all again. So Alex, tell us about yourself.
Yep, once again, I'm Alex. You can catch me here on Tuesdays. Otherwise, we have another thing to announce. We are doing TabletopGalaxy on Fridays, alternating with Broken Space. You can catch that at 10 p.m. Central. I have not converted it into other time zones, so you'll probably have to Google that yourself. Other than that, you can catch me on Twitter at ShockTheLink. I am currently currently live tweeting a canon catch-up where I am currently reading Star Wars Aftermath, after which I have a couple more books that I'm going to read and give my reactions to. Also, occasionally when I can afford them, I paint miniatures on Instagram, also at ShockTheLink. And also, I stream with Gregory at 1 in 20 D&D when we play Star Wars: The Old Republic on Sundays.
Awesome. And Wade, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Wade.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Kind of managing the stream here for this.
Doing a terrific job, I must say.
Yeah, can I tell you now that we've smoothed things out a little bit? Kind of easy. Not a whole lot going on. I'm gonna knock on some wood right now. Yeah. Outside of this, I play Rook and do the editing for the Not Quite Heroes podcast. We just had another release, which I believe is an episode you can come jump in on if you don't feel like
it has a whole recap and everything. It's great.
If you're not interested in starting with like the first 14, jump in now at 15. I still suggest starting at 1 or technically 0.
But
I think it is.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome.
That's it.
Jay.
I'm Jay. You can find me on Twitter at NeoFet3. Tuesday nights I'm here. Occasionally on Sundays I'm joining the Old Republic crew with the little Star Wars Old Republic. Other than that, just some board games here and there, some RPGs at some conventions coming up. Some more information later on. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you. And as always, last but not least, Io.
I'm Io. You can find me on Twitter at Io McCoy. I'm also on a couple of D&D podcasts at Cogwheel Gaming, which you can also find on Twitter, where I play in one of them a currently level 18 Kobold Sorcerer. That's in Pack Tactics, our all Kobold game. And on the other, I play a level 8, 7, 8, I forget now, Halfling Wizard.
Awesome. And I am your GM, Robert the GM. You can find me on Twitter at Rob B. Rollin. It's funny, get it? You can find me. You just missed me on my good friend Valdrina's channel running my D&D 5e game, Revenge of the Gith. It's a weekly game every Tuesday at noon CST. For now, will be moved to 1 CST in the near future, where I run a game where the Githyanki have invaded. You can catch me back on that channel every other Thursday, starting this Thursday with Nif from Second Sunrise playing a level 20 game, Shadows over Andolis. And you can catch me as part of the Not Quite Heroes podcast, like that Wade so eloquently talked about. Also join the One Crit Wonder and Not Quite Hero podcast Discord servers if you like our stuff. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. And for Tabletop Galaxy, no Second Sunrise this week, unfortunately, as it's bi-weekly. But to tide you over, this Friday, for the first time ever, you can catch Table Talk, which is going to be at 8 p.m. PST, 11 EST. And that was difficult. Where you can catch, it's going to be like a little talk show about broken space. If this is wrong, you can come after me, but it's hosted by the lovely Nif as well, and it will be herself, myself, and Steven talking about kind of, I believe, the genesis of this campaign, how it's been going so far, running a game that you've never run before in front of people, all that fun stuff. So please follow us on the social medias, keep your eye out for all the fun stuff, and stay awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Halcyon Days signing off.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all so much. Hope you have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.